On the left-hand side, that back shoulder is here, whereas on the right-hand side, it's a little more here. Going into Sunday Night Baseball, Pete Crow Armstrong was having a terrible offensive season. 197 batting average, 264 on base, and a 258 slug. He only had 4 extra base hits. They were all doubles. But on Sunday Night Baseball against the Dodgers, he had 3 extra base hits, including 2 home runs and a triple. How did it all change? Let's look at the video. And no, it wasn't because his mom and dad were in the stands, although I'm sure that helped. But he had a plan, because take a look at the first 2 games against the Dodgers. Here's what I'm looking at. Total pitches, and how many of those total pitches were at the middle of the plate and 90 miles an hour plus. So far through the first 5 pitches against Yamamoto, 5 total pitches, 3 over 90 and at the belt plus. There's number 4, and it just keeps going. This was the plan for the Dodgers going into this series. You can see, aside from the Yamamoto splitter, and you'll see eventually here with the Sasaki splitter, everything was hard. Now, this about with Treinen, and by the way, if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do. More Cubs content, more Cubs breakdowns, interviews, yada, yada. Here's the thing with the Treinen at bat. 2 in a row, now number 3, and then, he just keeps pounding the zone with, or at least pounding the upper part of the zone with hard stuff. It ends up being 8 straight pitches against Treinen. Now, keep that in mind, because that's exactly what Pete Crow Armstrong took into that home run at bat against Treinen on Sunday night. That one, Treinen left a little too much over the plate, a little inside, so Pete got a good piece of it, but still flies out. And then game 2 against Sasaki, they just keep the trend up. 95 down the middle, 97 high. Pete's just a little bit off. They finally go with some soft stuff. So that was after 10 pitches in a row going back to game 1. 97 at the belt, just can't get on top of it. Pops out. Second at bat, 95 at the top of the zone. Then he goes with the splitter, and then a nasty, I guess that's a split, just back-to-back splitters, and Pete's like, oh, okay, you got me there. Then back to the hard stuff. Here's Kasperius. Hard. We're at 21 of 28 total pitches, 22 of 29. There's some soft stuff, 22 of 30. 23 of 31 pitches so far. We got 2 more pitches before going into game 3. As you can see, it's all hard stuff. And this one, this is why you'll see this. Boom, look at this. That's hard, but low. That's Pete's happy zone. As we look at this Fangraphs heat map, as you can see, basically middle and away with a little bit on the lower end as well, which is pretty much right where this pitch was, is where Pete's happy zone is. And for that reason, he ends up lining this one to center. Probably going to be a hit if you hit it anywhere else except for right there. And that's the plan. So you can see Pete, after 33 pitches, had 23 90-plus mile-an-hour fastballs, middle of the zone up. That's over 1/3. So if that's what the Dodgers are doing, then is there any reason to think they're going to change that approach in Game 3, the rubber match, on Sunday Night Baseball? The answer is no. And on the first pitch, what we didn't see because ESPN was doing an interview, it was a hard fastball from Glasnow, up and away. And then what happens on number 2? Boom! It's 95, up and in. All the things that they've been doing for this entire series. Right there, Pete Crow Armstrong this time is ready for it, and he's planning for it. And you'll see in his swing and batting stance here in a second how he was ready for it. And in the 7th inning, Blake Treinen, remember, going back to the Treinen at bat in game 1, 8 straight hard up. So what is Pete Crow Armstrong thinking? Well, he's thinking probably the same thing. But Treinen's first pitch, oh, the nasty sweeper down at the knees. So why would Treinen throw that pitch instead of hard up? Well, it's because Pete hit hard up against Glasnow. So does Pete say, well, shoot, now my plan is out the door, or does he stick with the plan? Well, on the second pitch, there we go. Cutter, 92, down the middle. Very similar location to where Glasnow's pitch was. This one is a cutter, though, instead of a four-seamer. He's ready for it. Absolute bomb, and he knew it off the bat. Let's look at these 2 home runs, by the way. On the left-hand side is Roki Sasaki from Game 2. On the right-hand side is Tyler Glasnow from Game 3. Take a look at this. I put a line essentially from his shoulder down to his elbow. On the left, he's got kind of this more parallel to the ground. It's not completely parallel. It's probably, I would say, maybe like a 20-degree angle to the ground. Whereas on the right, it's more like 45 degree. Okay, but it doesn't matter where you set up. But the point of that makes his back shoulder kind of go up like this. So here against Sasaki, right? And then here against Glasnow, it's more like this. The front shoulder is going down, which is forcing him to keep this back shoulder not from doing this. Is essentially what you'll see in the swing here, because here's the delivery, and then boom. It's really hard to see on these lines, but we're going to submerge the lines together. But at contact, on the left-hand side is a foul ball. On the right-hand side is the home run. On the left-hand side, that back shoulder is here, whereas on the right-hand side, it's a little more here. It's a little closer to parallel with the ground, and we're going to submerge these lines so that you can see the red line. Boom, there it is. It's not a huge difference, but it's enough of a difference. And to reinforce this, now the home run on the right-hand side against Glasnow versus on the left-hand side against Treinen. Once again, slow motion at contact. Where are they? Freeze it. There it is. The line of his contact point from shoulder to shoulder is what? It's on the right-hand side, that was the Glasnow one. On the left-hand side, it looks pretty similar. Let's submerge them, and we'll see that's the exact same path of the shoulders. I just want to point it out. He's making adjustments. Again, he came in with a plan on game 3, and then he also just worked on not dipping that back shoulder as much. Now, let's see what the Padres do against him. Will they attack him with the same kind of high heat, or will they go with something different? And how will Pete react? The good thing about this guy, he makes adjustments, and he's always trying to stay one step ahead. He's not quite there yet, but he is going to be a phenomenal major league hitter one day. That I'm very confident of.